Yo, what up, man? It's your boy KDot Mims. Welcome back to another traffic jam. Take a second, subscribe to the page, hit that notification bell, making sure you're getting all content that comes to the page, whether it be Monday Night Crew, Last Name Loyalty, Traffic Jam, or the Kickback by MVW, man. So this morning, dog, I got it on my spirit. You know what I mean? This traffic jam is about having tough conversations early, whether it be a relationship, whether it be friendship, whether it be business, career. And tough conversations don't always mean disrespectful, right? Like, I think, there's a misconception that tough means you gotta be rude, or you gotta be short, or you gotta be, well, you do gotta be blunt in some cases, but I think tough conversations gotta happen early and often. I think tough conversations are at the forefront of boundary setting, and people say they set boundaries but don't have conversations. You know what I mean? That doesn't work. That doesn't go hand in hand. That's not a recipe for success. And it's on my heart this morning because I realized, man, in the field I work in, so to give a backstory, I'm in education, been in it for 12 years now. And one of the biggest things that I learned is when you have an observation from the classroom, I used to set up these really good lessons. They used to be super dope. And I knew they were good. The kids were super engaged. I got good data from my exit tickets, and I would go to my post-op, which is post-observation. So I would go, and I would go, and it would be all this feedback and all these critiques, and I'm just yo. But I would get a really high rating. I was like, how does this really high rating yield all this basically critique, things that I didn't really feel like matter, right? Which in my mind they still don't, to be honest with you. But what it taught me was there's always going to be something. There's always going to be some type of feedback or some type of communication or critique that you got to be open to. I think reflection is a lost art, and I'm glad in education they teach you to reflect. If you do something or something happened that you didn't necessarily care for, or that you would like to change, they ask you to reflect on your own practice. So I realized in my personal life and in my business life, I spend a lot of time reflecting on what worked well, what didn't work well, could I have done more here, could I have done less here. And I think what it's caused me to do is to be ready to have any conversation that somebody needs to bring to me. Right? I can rap with you all day and all night, right? I can talk to you all day and all night, but are we really conversing about what's important? Are you really telling me how you feel about things that affect you that my actions are causing? Or, vice versa. It's just, you gotta have them. You gotta have them. And at the big age, us millennials, dog, we ain't 21 no more. You gotta be able to talk. And hey, look, it ain't gotta be immediate. It ain't gotta be right then and there. It ain't gotta be one size fits all. But we gotta have conversations, tough conversations. Yeah, you gotta be able to communicate. I'm assuming everybody listening to this and everybody that's tapped in can somewhat communicate. But you gotta have the tough conversations around the stuff that matters the most to you. If I care about this thing and you disrupting this thing, I gotta holler at you. And I can't be prideful or shameful of hollering at you. Oh no, I can't do that. That's not working for me. Or you sometimes you have to tell people you love and care about things that they might not want to hear. And last night on the Monday Night Crew, we were kind of talking about if you go to therapy, if you have a therapist that's a yes man, basically, you need to find another one. And the way a therapist will tell you about yourself, it's uncomfortable when you start hearing stuff I ain't whoa, what they say, not too much. You know what I'm saying? Don't go in on me like that. But I think it's beauty in being able to handle critique and to be able to be real with yourself. It's a lot of people just lying to themselves. So they trying to have these conversations with everybody else. Have you had one with yourself? Have you talked to yourself about the BS that you do, that you know that you're doing? You know what I'm saying? Nah, bro, I gotta hold you to that. You tripping. You tripping bad, heavy. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. I'm not gonna make it seem less than what it is. Nah, you tripping. And this is the thing. what people got to realize. Having a tough conversation with somebody that's not ready don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be able to have intelligence to the point where you're like, maybe this ain't the right time. You know, this person may have a lot going on. They might not be as receptive. They done had a couple of little lash outs because, you know, life be lifing. Emotions can run high. It's tough to maneuver, to navigate. But you got to be able to be like, hey, can I holler at you real quick on some real, like, no funny? And have a conversation that's meaningful. I think a lot of times people will be trying to gouge people out, man. Like, people be trying to damn hurt people's feelings, man. And I hate when adults act like their feelings can't get hurt because you old now, because you in your 30s, your feelings made of steel. Nah, dog. That's not what's happening at all. And that's not how this game go. But I just want to encourage people to be ready for the conversation first and have more of them. So when I say be ready, like, be self-aware. Know how you are, and when you in a space to have, you know, straightforward conversation, or in a space to have to deliver or receive critique. Because I'm gonna tell you one thing my grandfather taught me, and it's true to this day. He used to always say, like, you know, it's in terms of fighting. You know, we're not promoting violence. It's in terms of fighting. But he was like, hey, you know, you're gonna meet Billy Badass one day. So make sure when you playing on the playground and you doing everything you do, just be ready to meet Billy Badass if it ever come to your plate. And what the point he was making is like, you can do whatever you want to do, but you got to be ready for people to give back to you what you putting out. And if you can't handle that, slow it down, young fella. Hold up, big fella. Nah. One thing I don't do is I don't have no conversation with anyone if I'm not ready to hear about myself. Like, I go into it knowing that I got to have a tough conversation and that you may feel strongly about the things I say and you may shoot some things back my way. That's just what it is, man. Like, a lot of people put themselves above reproach subconsciously. Like, nah, say what you got to say. And Lewis said something that I like, you know what I'm saying? He was basically saying that, you know, he can empathize with people because everybody has a perspective, and in reality, nobody's wrong. So, like, I can empathize that you're a human and you have emotion. Like, I don't got to agree, and I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to tell you I agree, but, like, you felt something. So I did something that made you move or made you feel a way. But it's just, you got to have the tough conversations, man. And tough don't always mean argument. It may be with your lady, like, hey, I don't like this no more. I know I was this person X, Y, Z ago, but I'm not that person no more. But have them early, have them often. Be real about it. Be ready to receive critique. It's just a whole bag, man. It's just a whole bag of tough conversation. Be ready for them, man. You can't move around and think others, the world revolves around you so much that others know what you thinking or know what you feeling. And even if they do, it's still your responsibility to verbalize or put the line in the sand, for lack of a better term, about where you stand on it. Like, you ain't got to read my mind. I'm gonna come holler at you. You know what I mean? But hey, look, man. This has been another Traffic Gem. Appreciate y'all tapping in. Please make sure you subscribe to the page and hit that bell so you get all content coming to your page, man. It's your boy KDot Mims. I'm out.